Hello, I'm Chad Frigon, the football coach at Liberty High School. Thank you for coming to our press conference today. Last week we had another tough game at St. Joe Century, lost 42-39. It was a game that our kids competed really hard in, and it was back and forth the entire game. We were ahead, then behind, and got the lead again. Ultimately did not secure that lead. St. Joe Central scored with 40 seconds to go on a 4th and 6. It was one of those plays where we had already checked it out, and we're going to be able to kneel it out for the win if we could have got a stop, and weren't able to do so. They got the touchdown there to go ahead, and really capped off an exciting game and another disappointing loss for our guys that had a good week of practice and really put forth a ton of effort up in St. Joe. So we're looking into this week. We have a home game against Park Hill South. They're a team that's 2-4. Very easily could be 4-2. They've lost 2 really close games, one of them to Raytown South, the one to Platte County. And they're just a very quality football team that we also saw this year in our Jamboree. So we have a little bit to gauge from that, and that we faced them earlier. And our kids, to their credit, have been very resilient through a tough season. This weekend we had 100% attendance at our film sessions, and practice went well yesterday on Monday, and hopefully we can continue to build. So that's a promising thing, regardless of our record. It's encouraging to our coaches and people around us that these kids have continued to get better, and they haven't lost any hope, and they're excited to get a play in front of the home crowd this week. I'll go ahead and open it up for some questions. Yes. We've had a good time in our first game, our homecoming game. We played a really good, state-ranked Park Hill team, and we think that maybe that was our best half of football, was the first half against them, and we were down at halftime by, I think it was 14-10 in a very competitive game that we played against them that day, and a lot of that had to go with our kids in the crowd and being homecoming and those things. So we're excited to get back. We only had 4 home games to start with, and then when you look at those 4 home games this year, one of them was a Thursday night game because William Jewell gets it on that Friday. And then the other one, we lost one of them in that where William Jewell, the power issue that we had to move it to North Kansas City at the last minute. So our kids really only get 2 Friday night home games. So this would be something they want to take advantage of. And hopefully, I know they're looking forward to it, and our coaches are looking forward to playing there in front of our crowd and here in Liberty. Yes?
What's your game plan for this coming week to start this out?
Well, when you look game plan-wise, some things that we need to get better at, and a lot of this I say a lot each week, and just because I repeat them each week doesn't mean we're not getting better at them. We're still just really working on them. But our rush defense has been an issue, and the teams are able to run the ball on us these last 2 weeks. We've given up a lot of rushing yards. And we're going to continue to get better in all of our positions to help with that, and not in our preparation, our schemes, and our personnel, that we can get that done. Because we know it's going to be a big difference if we can slow down how well teams can run on us. Offensively, we've been more balanced these last few weeks in terms of run pass, and been able to spread out some of our carries and yards, so we're being a little bit more multiple to defend. We still need to cut down on our turnovers. We had 2 interceptions last week, and really one other one that was on a 2-point conversion. It doesn't go into stats, but still an interception nonetheless. And then that was with 4 turnovers the weeks before. So we know those are things that we have to cut down on for us to win football games, especially in the last 2 games like we've had, where it's come down to really, just a couple points, where it could be one play, one stop here, or one first down conversion here that could have made the difference in the outcome in those games. So we know as a team we have to get disciplined and be able to do those things. Yes?
Have practices changed recently to try to improve your game?
Well, we really have stuck to our same practice plan. We have the only thing we have a few more players that are playing on both sides of the football, and we have to tweak things a little bit so that those players can get both work on offense and defense. And we've tweaked that a little bit, and we've done a little bit more live situations, I guess, like goal line situation. Earlier this year, we were really struggling in the red zone from the 20-yard line in, where we were getting inside the red zone, either having penalties or turnovers or getting stopped on downs. We weren't getting points out of our red zone, so we've included a little bit more of that in our practice. So it is something we try to keep the same base schedule in our practices, but we do tweak little things here and there to fit what we need more work on and help with. Yes?
Have you seen improvement throughout your season?
You know, I really think we have, and usually it's easy to gauge when you look at wins and losses along that line. And I think when you look at definitely seeing a lot of different individuals that have improved their game. We have some guys in the field now that were maybe playing entirely sophomore, entirely JV at the beginning, and are seeing a little more time now, whether it be an opportunity from injury or they're just playing better and getting on the field. So we've seen that. And then I think overall you look at offensively, we're definitely scoring more points. And where we struggled with this earlier in the year, we really only had 3 returning starters coming back. I feel like some of those kids that are new starters this year are kind of getting in a groove. They know what the competition's like and what's expected of them, and they're starting to understand things, have some experience in their belt, and they're getting better. And these last few weeks where we've scored 28 and 39 points have been big improvements for us. And regardless of who we're playing, be able to put the type of points on the board that we know that we're going to need to be able to win football games. Yes?
In the past, you've participated in October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. What do you plan to do this year?
Well, there is some things going on at the game this year. I understand that the cheerleaders and the band are also doing some things with that, and we're always happy to be a part of that, and with such a great cause. Just like every year, we've had some players whose families have been personally affected by it in this recent year by various types of cancer. So it is a neat way that we can recognize and honor those people that are affected by it. Yes?
What do you think the biggest challenge will be for Friday's game?
I think with them, and you look at Park Hill South, their quarterback is a returning starter. He's very good at the pass and the run. And when you look at schematic-wise what they do, they're a sprint-out pass team where they take really half the field and they seal and they sprint out to one side and overflow it with receivers and get people open. And they do it as well as anybody. When we faced them in 7-on-7, they were very effective of us in there. So we know that's something that they're great at, and we're going to have to shut down with their quarterback number 19 if we want to be successful defensively. On offense, their defense has been one that, this past week they held Truman, who was a team that scored 40 on us. They held them to 20 in a win. So we know that they can be very effective defensively too. And we're going to have to be able to make some plays in space and also be able to run the football effectively, which we've had trouble with at times this year. All right. That's it. I appreciate you guys coming today, and thanks for all your questions. Thank you.